let's talk about the Maui Invitational right now. We got a nice field for once. Finally, it feels like we've had a couple dead years in the Maui Invitational. We got teams like Uconn, Auburn, Iowa State, North Carolina. We've got a real field this year. There's real buzz around it. Cole, who do you like going into this tournament right now?
Well, first, again, I want to mention rest in peace Bill Walton because he won't be there. And
it
also, they're playing in the same arena that they used to play, like they've played in every year. Last year's was at Hawaii on their campus, so this will be fun. Feel a little bit normal again. For me, it's hard to go against UConn because, they're the reigning 2-time national champion. They look really good so far. I can't necessarily trust Auburn. UNC, they're up and down. Like, are their guards going to show up? Also, Dayton is playing. I'm a Dayton Flyers fan. They just followed me back on Twitter finally. So
let's go.
That was nice. I'll be cheering for them. Their fans travel so well. It's gonna be an electric atmosphere. They haven't played. They played there in 2020 during that, the season that ended up getting canceled. That was like literally my favorite game of the season against Kansas. So hopefully we get something like that again with them in North Carolina. But I'm gonna pick UConn to win this. My sleeper would be Dayton though.
Sleeper Dayton. Okay, I love it. Ben, who you got?
I think this when we did the preview show, Karter. I'm kind of into Iowa State.
Okay, talk to me.
I'm going to say Iowa State because I do think, although last year we kind of sold on Iowa State, largely just because I think neither of us bought into the guard play a ton. Sorry, the dog.
He hates Iowa State.
He does not like Iowa State.
He's like, no, he's screaming, bet Carolina plus 400 right now.
Dude, that is what he's saying. I like the experienced guard play, especially early in the season. I think that's something that's going to benefit them a lot. I do think when we're talking like UConn specifically, I think UConn's a team that, like, although I always trust Dan Hurley, there are a lot of new pieces. I don't think they quite have the continuity that they did before. I'm sure they'll still be very good. UNC, like, my one concern, we talked about this, Karter, like, I think the concerns were obvious. They're still going to be very good, but like the size, right? Mm-hmm. Like the size is going to be an issue. They're very much like that Miami team from a few years ago. UNC, it's really about how they shoot. Like UNC could just, RJ Davis, Cadeau, Trimble, the freshmen, they just hit a bunch of shots. They could win this thing. I do think I'm leaning Iowa State though. Auburn though, like Auburn has the talent to win this. They absolutely do. I just trust like a TJ Otzelberger coach team, I think, more than Bruce Pearl. So I'm going to say, I'll say Iowa State wins this because I do think they're kind of like a team that we're not really talking about, that haven't really given them their flowers. And I think they're going to be really good this year. I think them here.
I think they'll be solid. I got Carolina winning this thing, and that pains me as a Duke fan, but I got Carolina. The guard play is just out of control good. And I think two things that are in Carolina's favor here. One, like you said, that Dayton matchup's not a piece of cake, so you can't overlook Dayton. But I think a nice thing that Carolina did is they're playing tonight in Hawaii. They're getting acclimated to that time zone. If you've ever been to Hawaii, it is the weirdest experience because you're like, wait, I'm up at 5 a.m. and I feel normal. This time changes. So weird. And I think them playing in Hawaii tonight is going to be a big thing. By the way, we're recording Friday, right before Thanksgiving week. And I think Auburn, Iowa State playing each other in that first round is such a benefit to UConn and Carolina. I mean, let those two beat up on each other, and then you get to play them the day after, right after they just had a hard-fought game. I think this sets up really nicely for Carolina. I'm going to take them at plus 400, and I like them to win this thing. I hope I can't – now, I'm going to be honest right now. The Maui bracket's a little hard to read. I'm a little dyslexic when it comes to the Maui bracket because I look at it, I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure Carolina and UConn would meet in the title game. That's what college basketball needs. We need two blue bloods in the title game in Maui. It would be unbelievable. So give me the Tar Heels in Maui. How do we feel about that, Cole?
Like you said, that would be electric. No matter how much I love Dayton, that would be a great game with a great atmosphere. And you made a great point about the acclimation thing. That is something I completely forgot about. They are there tonight on Friday. So that is true. It's a long flight out there. So
yeah, it's a miserable flight out there.
One thing I think with the Maui Invitational that we are truly missing is I'm very sad that Chaminade not in this field, because Chaminade beating Memphis would have been the funniest thing ever.
Chaminade beating Memphis.
I know they do bring a charm to it, but seeing like such a good lineup, it's like, okay, I feel like I can kind of live without them.
No, for sure. It's just like, look, like it never actually, it's never been like realized, like in like, it's never actually turns into anything. But having Chaminade in there and beating like one of these big teams with a program that's trending the wrong direction would be funny. Yeah, but it doesn't happen. So like, I do get
it
that.
Did. It happened.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, 1982. They defeated Virginia. Yeah.
This was a long time. Oh,
wait. No, I'm playing a bit. I
picked up on it like half a second too late. I'm still learning.
Yeah, no, you're good. With Ralph Sampson, and it was like, oh, is the UMBC upset bigger than the Chaminade upset?
Could you?
Like, this is awesome.
I would have killed to have Twitter during like a time like Chaminade beating Virginia. I would have been relentless on there. Holy smokes! But
Ralph Sampson is Zach Edey. Like, just like get like the Zach Edey allegations.
I love it.